लोहे सी मजबूत कलाइयां, शेर सी मजबूत पकड़, सांप के जैसी जकड़, इस प्राचीन व्यायाम प्रक्रिया से आपको न हरा पाएगा कोई भी। Welcome back. We are going to introduce an old practice used by Indian wrestlers, and there are stories of how they used to do this. There's a certain practice for increasing grip strength. I'll tell you what it is, and then we'll look at how relevant or how valid is the claim that this is enough. In the sense, they used to do this 1000 times, and then that is why they were undefeated. तो पुराने टाइम की एक प्रक्रिया होती थी, जो बोरी होती थी उसको पानी में भिगो के उसको निचोड़ा जाता बोरा. This is what is called as a sack. So this is like kind of a fabric which is kind of thick, and if you make it wet, it becomes hard to squeeze dry it. And when you do this a lot, it improves your, of course, because that kind of resistance is there, and you're doing it a lot. It's also heavy, so this is something that is used by wrestlers, or maybe this was used to, practice the strength of their fingers and their arms and all that, forearm conditioning and all that. Now, as an exercise or an isolated practice, I have no problems with whatever we are doing, and especially something if you have been in contact, because we use this in construction, agriculture, this kind of sack, this kind of material you might have come across. You'll It is very heavy already, and then if you make it wet and you do this, of course it's going to help you in grip strength, it's going to help you in forearm conditioning, all those things will become strong. And these kind of little drills are used in wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, whatever sport that require a little bit of, holding someone. But that being said, now look at the claim, or sometimes because we want to, prove the relevance or prove the importance of one product, we try to say that it's the only thing you need. Sometimes it's there. This is not only a wrestling problem, this is not only something that I found in my comments. This is there in karate, this is there in other forms, this is there in lifestyle also. Because of course आप अगर कील ठोक रहे हैं तो आपने काम करने वाले लोगों का हाथ देखा है, it is very strong. If you're, used to doing that kind of work, it will make your hand strong. You'll have good grip strength. You'll have good hand-eye coordination. You'll have a good forearm conditioning. All those things you need in boxing. But do you think for getting better at boxing, we should start training this? No. पुराने जमाने में हमारे बाप दादा ऐसा करते थे, और वो एक लाइफस्टाइल फॉलो करते थे. वेरी गुड. उस लाइफस्टाइल को हम प्रमोट करते आए हैं इस चैनल पे. बट वी नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग उसमें से लाइफस्टाइल क्या था और टाइम्स की लिमिटेशन या टेक्नोलॉजी की लिमिटेशन क्या थी. हो सकता है उनके पास कुछ आइडियाज थे जो आज भी रेलेवेंट है, बहुत अच्छे हैं, और 90% ऐसे ही आइडिया थे. बट देन सम थिंग्स आर देयर विच कैन बी डन बेटर टुडे, और विच कैन बी अवॉइडेड. तो उनका लाइफस्टाइल क्या था और उनकी मजबूरी क्या थी, वो डिस्टिंक्शन आपको समझना बहुत जरूरी है. So when we go into this past thing and we try to glorify everything was perfect, everyone was strong, it was an ideal lifestyle, everybody was vegetarian. Sometimes it's not all true. Yes, they followed a very healthy lifestyle. Older people, if you follow, an agriculture kind of lifestyle, if you're used to using hand tools, you'll be strong, obviously. But then to fight in a wrestling kind of a setting, or to fight in general, that is not enough. अगर इस लॉजिक से हम देखा जाए तो आपके घर में, नहीं तो हमारे भी घर में, किसी भी घर में आपने देखा होगा, बिना सांस लिए, बिना छुट्टी लिए, आपके घर में बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो काम करते हैं. आपने खुद काम किया होगा, कपड़े धोते हैं, किचन में काम करते हैं, आपकी मम्मी काम करती है. बट डू यू थिंक कि ये रोज चाकू चलाना, रोज कपड़े धोना, रोज ये सब काम करना, इतना हैवी काम आप एक दिन करके देखिए, कमर टूट जाएगी, बाय द वे. बट डू यू थिंक this translates to fighting? This is an old martial art myth, and it's, made stronger because of very popular movies. If I'm painting the fence, somehow that will translate in blocking like this and blocking like this. If I'm doing wax on, wax off, somehow that will suddenly become blocking like this. Nahi. पहले ब्लॉकिंग सीखना पड़ेगा, डिस्टेंस मैनेजमेंट सीखना पड़ेगा, आपको रेंज समझ आनी चाहिए, आपको स्ट्राइकिंग डिफेंस समझ आना चाहिए, कैसे ब्लॉक करते हैं वो आना चाहिए। उसके बाद आप उसको पिक्चराइज करके अगर वैक्स ऑन वैक्स ऑफ कर रहे हैं तो अलग बात है। If you're doing something, if you're lifting up a sack of potatoes and throwing it onto a certain truck because that is your job, it does not translate into throwing a human being on a wrestling mat, because you do not have any idea of how this sack of potatoes are connected to whatever judo, wrestling. You do not have that idea. But let's say you know the techniques, you know what you're doing, you are an expert in fighting, you've worked on all those aspects of martial arts and distance and everything, that you're up to date with your stamina, you're good in your conditioning, you know the techniques, you know whatever you're doing, you know how to fight, and then you're doing some of these works, then it is a very good idea. There's a good chance that whatever you do, you will picturize your own martial artistic understanding and then you'll apply it. बोरी निचोड़ना, उसे खींचना, उठाना, फेंकना, इंसान को उठाना, फेंकना और खींचने में ट्रांसलेट नहीं करेगा अगर आपने ऑलरेडी इंसान को उठाने, खींचने, फेंकने में ट्रेनिंग नहीं ली है। फर्स्ट, the martial art itself is important, the drills are important, your whatever understanding of whatever the system of delivery, whether it is striking, whether it is whatever, first that is important, and only then you can rely on these drills. We have the karate version of this also. The understanding, if I block something it hurts, then what I will do, I'll naturally start hitting my hand on concrete and then hitting my hands on trees and stuff to make it strong. That's one way to go about it. That's okay. But if provided the option, I would rather go for something that would allow me to go around the problem and then solve it. I don't necessarily have to solve this problem head on. अगर पंच लग रहा है, मुंह पे दर्द हो रहा है, तो क्या करें? This is an actual advice I got once when I was traveling in train. एक छोटे से बूढ़े अंकल थे, उन्होंने मेरे को बोला, सर बेटा सुबह 5 बजे उठना है, चावल की बोरी में सर दे के मारना है, इससे क्या होता है, सर एकदम माथा सख्त हो जाएगा। वो तो अच्छी बात है, मैं बड़ों की बात नहीं मानता। The thing is, yes, conditioning is important, all these drills are important, but you need to know how to apply it in fighting first. The wrestlers and the champions that you're talking about, most of those people were professional. Sometimes they were having institutions or kings and many other people supporting, sponsoring their activity, and their whole day's process used to be training. And apart from all that other training, this drills they used to do as an addition. This is not one thing that will solve all your problems. Yes, I will do knuckle push-ups and I'll punch trees and whatever, but that the moment the alignment hits a little different, my hand will still break. Techniques are important and conditioning is also important. Here's a controversial thing to say. Concepts and principles are more important than the tricks and techniques and drills. Thank you. A free online session is going to be conducted on 15th October. Do not miss this opportunity. The links are in description. You can join the WhatsApp group. We'll try to have a interactive session in which we'll be practicing Dandbat Hexapati along with some martial arts moves, which is the basic material for course 3, which is upcoming course for muddy muscles. So I'll see you there. If you like what I'm wearing in this picture, the Kalari Dhoti is available. Link is in description. And if you like what I was wearing on my upper body, the t-shirt, merch designs are available on Kadak Merch. Usko bhi dekh lijiyega. Thank you. I love you.